Hey, 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 you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox postgame podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, 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 welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield postgame show. I am your host, Todd Fox. And we would like for you to like and subscribe to the page or to give a 5-star wherever you listen to the podcast, as we have podcasts weekly plus post games every night. Win or lose, we talk shit, we get real, and we tell you what exactly is going on the Angels for the Angels on and off the field, because we don't sugarcoat nothing on this network. Now the Angels come away with a 9-3 win. It sometimes takes this team a week to score 9 runs. Now, being as it may a Saturday night, and some of you may be starting to party, I have something special here to play. Now, obviously, you know how YouTube rolls. You know how that you can't play songs that are copywritten and stuff like that. We have to play like a different version of Savage Garden. Well, I love Andrew WK's version, Party Hard, and I would love to have played that exactly the way it is and the way it sounds when the Angels win. Now, obviously, we play Stukas on here when the Angels win, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I have to premiere something that, yay or nay, do you like this or not? It's a version of Andrew WK. I'm only going to play a minute of it, so if you can bear through it and give me your comments in the comment section, I would much appreciate it. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Look, we're in a good mood tonight. Angels win 9-3. We improved to 10 games under 500. We're 5-13 at home. Yay! And Tyler Anderson, the guy I feel best for tonight, gets the victory. He goes to 3-4. Pitched his ass off yet again, and this time finally gets the scoring support. Now, yay or nay also on this one, because when it was 5-3, I thought, man, we're letting the Royals back into this. The previous inning, they had the go-ahead runner on base, and or the tying runner at base, and you're thinking, crap, dude, they're going to blow this thing. And fortunately for us, Simber came in there and put out the fire again. But the next inning, the Angels had the half inning. You know, you bring up Moniak again, and Ron Washington is really trying to get Moniak to be the guy and to get him his average up and to put him into pressure situations. He's really testing the kid, and you could see it. You know, last night he asked him to lay down a bunt, a sacrifice bunt or a squeeze to get the run in. He failed. So he puts him in there, first pitch swinging, and he freaking pops out, and they waste an out, and you're thinking, crap, they have second and third with 2 outs. Now, instead of being able to drive in a run to make it a 6-3 game, you're not going to get nothing because you went 0-for-14 with runners in scoring position the night before, and the Angels hadn't done anything in a couple innings. So you're thinking, crap. But then they get a walk with Ward, and Kevin Pillar comes through with a big RBI single to score home 2. And then you got a bigger 2 runs double by Ohapi, and that essentially was the game. But the Royals gave it a shot, and finally the Angels come through with runners in scoring position. They are last in the league right now with runners in scoring position. But tonight they went 4 for 9, and the 4 for 9 worked out big time. Pillar went 2 for 2. Adele went 1 for 1 in those situations. and the lineup looked decent tonight. Again, you had Goodrum in there, not doing too much, but he did get a walk. Neto got at least a hit and a walk. Or no, he didn't get a walk. He got a strikeout. Kyrie Paris got a hit and a walk tonight. But the main guys who did damage tonight was Ward getting on base, which was good to see. No strikeouts for him. He got on 3 times. Kevin Pillar got on 3 times. Ohapi got on 2 times. And Tucker got on 1 time as well. So you need guys like that to step up. And fortunately, they did. Not too many strikeouts in this game, but that's the way Anderson's been pitching. He's been pitching to contact, keeping the balls down. Again, only 1 walk. This is not the Tyler Anderson that we're used to seeing last season. He's pitched his ass off for the Angels. He should have a much better record. He's got a 2.92 ERA. 60 out of his 93 pitches were for strikes. So good on him. Again, Simber came in, got a hold his 4th. Strickland pitched a nice inning, and then Fulmer came in and finished things out. The Angels started the scoring off by Adele hitting a home run to left center to make it 3-1 after the Royals had gotten a run in the very first inning. The Angels fired back in the second, and then they got another run by Pillar in the 4th. Ward would knock in. Ward would score on a wild pitch, was 5-1. And a guy who, Reagans, who's pitched really good this season, he got rocked tonight for 7 runs, so that was not good for him. He takes a loss, but he did pitch his ass off as far as 102 pitches, trying to stay in the game, keeping the Royals in the game. But the Angels get the victory tonight, which is nice because tomorrow they can go for the split. Hopefully Sandoval can recoup some of the wins of this series, because you felt like the Angels left one out there last night. They should be going for the series win tomorrow. Instead, they're just trying to get a split out of this as best as they possibly can. But the Angels get 9 runs, 10 hits, out hit the Royals, 3 runs, 8 hits. Again, this is not going to happen every night because, they're going to give you 2 good performances and probably 3 bad ones. That's the only unfortunate thing for the Angels right now. So as I promised, the Angels win. We get the Stukas, right? And it's much better to talk when, like I go off, and a lot of people say that, they like when I go off and talk shit, but it's just nice to get a refresher every now and then, because you get tired of talking about the same kind of loss night in and night out. There's so much bad crap to be talking about this team because you have so many guys in the IL. The few big stars that we've had are on the IL. And I was talking with Marty via chat earlier, and he brought up something that I didn't even realize. Like he said, how many times do you think Rendon or number 6 has been on the injured list for the Angels? And I was like, 7. It sounds about right, 7. And I was thinking prolonged stints, but I forgot he's been on a lot of minor stints on the IL as well. He said close 9 times. So we're missing guys, that don't give a shit, like number 6, and then Trout, who does give a shit. He's a polar opposite of number 6. And it just sucks, man. I mean, we're missing those guys. We're missing a few pitching guys who could give us some help. Obviously we don't have a good closer. We don't have the depth in hitting. I mean, we're on literally our 4th third baseman already this season, and we just turned 40 games into the season. The Angels sit right now at 15-25, 6.5 games out of first place. Texas and Seattle are, 22-19, barely a couple games over 500. And the other thing I wanted to add, if you listen to the radio broadcast, which I often do instead of listening to Bally's, I'll be listening on my phone, whatever, playing it off my phone, listening to the audio. I love how no matter what the score is, whether it's the Angels getting their ass kicked, whether they're in a very tight game or they're winning like tonight, notice that in the 7th inning onward, when it's getting pretty critical, or at the end of the game, I love Mark Langston, and I know he's reading from a script, and I know he must hate doing this because sometimes they'll say it in the 9th inning when it, like the other night when it was in a very close game, and he'll just be like, hey, don't forget to go to Kip Moore, the country weekend next weekend. Hey, Angel fans, what about this? Hey, Angel fans, what about that? And he's like promotion after promotion. It's like, Dick, the game's not over yet, and it's not his fault. I love Mark Langston. It's just that, he's got to read from a script, and whoever's feeding him, the producer of the radio show, I think it blows because, again, you have plenty of time to talk about that via commercials before the Angel games come back on the air during commercials, or you could do it in the post game. You don't have to be doing it all throughout the goddamn game, and that's pretty annoying. So I wish that would stop. But of course, if it's something we all hate and nitpick on, Artie's going to push the envelope more. So that's my little Artie complaint for tonight. But hey, the Angels won tonight, so we got to get into the awards. Who gets the Golden Stamos tonight? I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they were saying, Kevin Pillar's big night, 6 RBIs. That's probably going to be his only Angel highlight of the year. He's going to suck for the rest of the time here in Anaheim. I don't really think so. I think he's going to be a guy that will consistently put up some decent numbers. Now, he's not going to be Kevin Pillar from Toronto or Boston, but I think he can be very serviceable knowing our circumstances. And a lot's not going to be asked of him, but I think when he gets in there, he's going to do some damage. He's going to give you a Moustakas type of year, and I like that. And I'm all for that. I trust his defense, and I think he's, to me, he's better an option than Ward right now in the outfield. I'm not talking about in the batter's box, but in the outfield, I think he's much better, and he'll give you a night like this. And he went 3 for 4 tonight, and I think he deserves the Golden Stamos because his RBI single in the 7th inning was the knockout blow for the Royals and put this game out of reach. He had a couple big hits earlier. He's 275 with us, or he brought his average up to 275. So he's been consistently good for us, or 261, I'm sorry. He's been consistently good for us coming over, and I think he's found a home right here, at least for the rest of the season. And then Joe Adele seems to be, he'll give you some power offense every now and then, and that's what you need from him too. I was thinking about giving it to him, but I'm going to go with Kevin Pillar for the John Stamos Award tonight. Kevin Pillar did a good job getting those runs in for us. And again, getting the 3 hits and leading the team right now. And then let's go to the, not the Stamos, let's go to the Nacho Night Award, which is the worst player on the field.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos. Ow.
Ow. Tonight's winner is C. Reagans. He sucked tonight. He's one of their best players coming up, but he came through tonight for the Angels. He gave up 7 runs on 8 hits through 6 1/3. Only 1 walk, but he struck out only 3. He's a power pitcher. And for a power pitcher like himself to only strike out 3, that's not a good sign for him. This was by far his worst start for the Royals, and it couldn't have come at a better time. By the way, tonight's paid attendance was 31,593. I seriously doubt that. The game time was 2 hours and 21 minutes. Pretty fast game, but the Angels get the W tonight, and it's always good to get a win, especially on the weekend. Would have loved to have won 2 in a row and going for that winning streak tomorrow, but of course not. We can't have nice things. We all know that. So with that being said, I got one more thing to show you, and that is this. This came in today. Is that not sick? Is that not sick? Heedy, baby. I don't know if you guys like that hat. Give me a yay or nay, because this is a hat that we are going to be either giving away. It's not a fitted one, so they're snapbacks, but we're either going to be giving these away or we're going to be selling these as well. You can get these Heedy hats. This is just one of many designs that we're going to be coming up for hats. And then we also got plenty of shirts, different designs, not just the Heedy logo, not just the post-game show logo, the podcast, whatever like that. We've got a lot of stuff as far as the Sell a Team Artie shirts. There's going to be a shirt that says, what is it called? Respect the team, not the owner, or root for the team, not the owner, stuff like that. We're going to have various stuff for that you guys can, and in getting the 3 different colors too. We do have a couple of shirts that are going to be made for specific colors. We're going to try to stay away from Angels Red because we don't want to cease and desist, because believe it or not, that jerk face Artie Moreno has some sort of patenting on Angels red. So if you make enough sales selling a red particular jersey that's quote unquote Angels red, he will sue you. So he is a dick, and I think we all know that. So if you guys love the hat, we'll have more information about that because we're going to start launching that stuff on the 24th. So just giving you guys and gals a heads up about that kind of stuff right there. There's going to be giveaways with that stuff, and then there's also going to just be, we're going to be selling them too if you guys want to just buy them straight up. So with that being said, let's get into the comments tonight because we got a lot of them tonight, and let's jump in with Martin Boylan, who says, after that win, ticket prices have doubled to now $2. That was after yesterday's dollar night. The Angels win. The Angels win. When also big W tonight, DJ says. Also, Jim Hoyt says, we just had one win for us. That's a streak. Not quite yet. Half the crowd tonight was extremely moist after tonight's win. Jason Hess says, we need to get to the big A like the A's stadium last year. Yes, we do. Also, Canning was sitting there thanking the team for the run support, Robert. Yeah, he's like sarcastically, thanks, assholes. Also, JR714 says, why can't they play like this every day? That is the thing that makes us all sad, my man. Jim says, did Estevez get a save tonight? No, he didn't. Martin also says, we win one, and tomorrow Sandy gets lit up. We lose by 10. Oh, he's calling it. Also, Theis after the win, dude, we actually have Angels on the field. I've seen them only do that once. And that's the truth. He's like, wait a minute. When we win, we get to like high five on the field. Hey, Nevin. Also, Chubb says we won. Yeah, I think he's reverting down to this. If I have it right here queued up, do I have it? Yes.
We won?
Freaking Patio saying the chance for the series win tomorrow. Homie ain't paying attention either. He sounds like me. Dan Rios says, it's amazing what happens when they pitch well and hit with runners on, ain't it? Light that baby up. Bring them Stukas, damn it. That's true. I mean, obviously, you're not going to go 4 for 7 every night, Dan, but isn't it amazing if you just knock in 2 out of 10, 2 out of 9, what that could do for a team that is, by all means, everyone laughs at our pitching staff, but the numbers are the numbers, and the actual starting pitching has not been all that bad. So they would be able to win a lot of these games, at least right now. Let's just say the Angels were to score a couple more runs here and there. You take away 5 losses, that automatically makes you 500 right now. And I think if you were 500 right now in this division, we're sitting there at about 2 games out of first place, maybe 2.5. I mean, come on, that's a big difference. That's all it takes for this team to get just relevant. And I'm not saying, we're going to go to the playoffs. It's just, you can play and fight out and scrape wins across if you're doing things on offense. But the majority of the time this season, it has been because of the freaking offense, not because of the pitching. Mario says, Stukas, baby. Lakers fan in Japan says, man, rest in peace to Sean Burroughs. Dude was a beast in the Little League World Series for Long Beach way back when. And you know what, Lakers fan in Japan? I will say this, dude. Rest in peace to Sean Burroughs, who was not only a nice guy, but he was a good ball player for a few years in San Diego and various other stops. And also the fact that it was traumatic from what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I seen an article today that he was actually coaching his son's Little League game, and he had a cardiac arrest at 43, man. So that puts a lot of us 40-year-olds in freaking perspective about keeping your health up and also monitoring things because, man, it sucks, man. I mean, he went way too young. Marty says, where was the all-star Suarez tonight? These guys don't respect that talent enough. Also, post the concert with the Angels win. Let's go, DJ says. Jack Lee says, who were all the players in the Angels tonight? Were any of them on the team last year? Whole new AAA team out there. Most of them not. Also, Mateo says, James. Also checking in is tonight. I'll be singing Aretha Franklin, RESPE. IT. Angels score more runs for me. Hopefully this Jekyll and Hyde ass team can do it again tomorrow. Jason Hess says trash. R. Martinez says it's gay. Marty said that clip is a no for me. Trash. Todd just went woke with this song. Jason says, "I'll subscribe." Wow. All right, cool. I'll erase it big time. I love the original, but we need to go old school. Gene Autry's back in the saddle again after the win. None of you Swifty stuff. Tyler says, my favorite, get those broads out of here. Dan says, what the fuck is happening? Good thing I'm not on mushrooms. I was hoping for a reaction like this, but this is more better than what I expected. Bro, what the fuck was that? I'm wearing a paper bag on my head during that shit. That was only a minute long. Okay, I won't ever play it again. I promise. I don't want to lose any subscribers. I promise. You guys are awesome. Sounds like something played at a pride parade. Todd needs to play Phantom Planet for fireworks. Let's see. Also, Tyler says Angels win and Todd doesn't know what to do. That's true, actually. Reminds me of the movie Hair or something. Oh, my God. Simber has been gold for us. Yes, he has. Angel's grandma says the offense comes alive finally. Joe Adell gets a solo home run yesterday and a 3-run home tonight. Go, Joe. Also, Moniak needs to go. I don't give a shit where he needs to go, but he needs to. Justin Option says Angels are winning the World Series. Oh, my God. The honk comments are back. I swear. No World Series this year.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yes, big time. I mean, it's okay to be happy. That's a honk comment if I ever saw that. Joe Adell doing some good things right now. Yes, Jason Hess says this team can't win. Also, Adell will be our only representative at the All-Star game. Wow, and will be scooped up by the Braves and win a ring. Book it. Wow. I just hope the Braves don't fleece us again. Angels in the World Series now. Tyler says Garcia promoted to closer. Ditch that Dragon Ball's weenie. Yeah, I don't like him either right now. Arlie Emmy says, "What the hell? What is the song? Q Lombardi." Oh yeah, yeah, I know, dude. Lombardi would have heard that song, and he not even hearing the real version, he would have been like,
What the hell's going on out here?
what the fuck was that dumbass song? 1-2 to Adell. It's absolutely crushed to left center and gone. 3-run shot by Joe Adell gives the Angels a 3-run lead. Well, actually, it was a 2-run lead at the time. For a AAA team, the boys did well tonight, Marty says. Yes, they did. Number 6 for the MVP on the IL, Justin Option says. I thought Sano had knee discomfort. For all we know, his knee exploded and he's in a coma. And you know what, Tyler? They probably gave him a free Tommy John on top of that. Remember, season starts tonight. We're 1-0, one game at a time. That is absolutely correct,
We got
Rally
a lot
Chris.
of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
And now a word from Jack in the Box, because, you know, the Smash Jack, it's where it's at. And I know prices are going up, but it's always good to, get a Smash Jack.
Everyone gets to customize their munchie meal, but I'm giving you your very own.
I've been known to get the munchies from time to time.
And your own intern, Mitch.
What up, Miach? Oh, Miach is what my grandma calls me.
Also, all right. Take me with you.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson.
Own every fucking mile. Thank you, Honda. Also, Rally Chris says Texas lost 2 games in a row to the Rockies. If we have one last night, we would be 5.5 games back. We are 6.5 out right now. See, Rally Chris, that does sound better, but it's May. We shouldn't be that far back. Jacob says, did anyone see the commercial for sex chat phone hotline Valley's Air tonight? No, I didn't, but that's interesting. Number 6 is Sick Bay Commando. He's that picture with he's Lieutenant Dan in that hospital with Forrest Gump when he's offering him the ice cream. That's what he is. He's Trout's the one that's Lieutenant Dan who's like really depressed, And number 6 is like, hey man, you got to try this ice cream. It's really good. Also, Jacob says had to be a mistake by Bally's air to air that one. Probably not. Angels went 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That'll get it done every time. Trout should talk to Balco guys like Barry Bonds so his ass can have a full season. Also, Grillmaster says, hey, folks, I'm celebrating Mother's Day with my family tonight. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers. Remember, if it weren't for your mother, we wouldn't have a Mother's Day. Good God. I will say that is kind of true. Also, folks, a big announcement. Grillmaster graduates on Monday, May 20th. Congratulations, my man. Real quick, too, about Mother's Day. And I don't get sentimental around that day too much, but I do get sentimental, a couple months ago, when my mom passed away, and it's hard to believe it's been 7 years, but it still feels sometimes like it was yesterday, and it hurts. So, if you've ever experienced losing a parent, I always say this on the podcast when it comes around that time, always be there for your parents. They, whether you've had a rough relationship or not, or, you've had rough times, because everyone puts their parents through shit. Everyone thinks their parents don't know, we always think we know better. And maybe sometimes we do, depending on life circumstances, but you always have to respect them. They were always the ones that take care of you and put you where you're at. And if you've had those parents to take care of you, I understand it's not for everybody, and people have had bad relationships, and people sometimes don't even know their real families, but I'm just saying, for those who've had their parents in their lives that, they've done things to get you to where you're at, always show appreciation. Don't always wait for a day to do it, but always just do a little, give them that extra call or the extra hug or something on the day. But I'd say always show your appreciation for them. I miss my mom tremendously, and it has not been the same. So believe me, if I could, for those who, just put it to you this way, and I say this every year, but for those who have mothers or fathers, especially for those who have mothers, for me and for everyone else who doesn't have a mom who passed away or from circumstances and things like that, make sure you hug them a little extra hard for all of us that don't have one, because that's the best thing I could ask for anyone, to show your appreciation to that mother, that she's still around, she still got you, you still got her. Because when you lose your mom, man, it's just, if you have a special connection with her like I did, it's super tough, man. There's certain times where I wish I could talk to her, where she could have helped me through something. And it's just, she could have helped me through the Angels season, to be honest with you. She always knew what to say. And I do miss that. I do miss my conversations with her. Still, I'm just throwing that out. That's my PSA. Jack Lee says, weird that Anderson, Pilar, and Adele are all for the Stamos tonight. Not often we have a couple of deserving. Yes, we do. That's true. Also, Cole Reagans, if you're looking for his first name, I was. Happy Mother's Day weekend. Also, Grillmaster, right back at you. Will it fit my huge head? I wear a size 8. Yes, it will. These fitted ones, or they're not fitted, but they're definitely there to be adjusted. So you're good. Also, Tyler says that hat slaps them around Suarez's cheeks. Oh, geez. Also, thumbs up on the hat. Appreciate that. Print a spider crawling on that hat. No, Mario. Brian says, are you going to have fat man size shirts? How fat are we looking, Brian? Because I know we're going to have XXX and XXX. So there you go. Make them in black. We are going to be having a lot of black shirts. Trust me, especially with this Heedy logo. That's the old NWO logo. We have plenty of shirts like this. A lot of the stuff is coming in now, finally. So we're going to have a ton. And like I said, I'm going to be posting the designs. We're going to have an Etsy store. I was thinking about doing an eBay store, but I already kind of have one up, and trust me, it's a lot easier for a transaction to be made, and also freaking to be shipped. It's so much easier than going through eBay, through Etsy. I barely got into it with my Grinding True Crime page, and we've been able to sell some pretty good stuff on there via Etsy and for cheap. So that's why I want to go with it on Etsy for the Halos in the Infield page. So that will be up. I'll be posting a link in the pictures, and we'll have that right there ready. Dude, Nevin. Also, AC says Adele clears Julio Rodriguez. Ooh. Also tomorrow, Sandy versus Seth Lugo. I think that is one that could be in our favor if the Angels can hit. Balls, and Cheese Factory cheesecake. Ooh, you like the Cheese Factory? I will say that I'm very biased against the Cheese Factory.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Cheesecake Factory. I don't really like it because when I did work a job that checked kitchens and facilitated kitchens, we had a contract with all the Cheesecake Factories from Thousand Oaks all the way down into Anaheim. And believe me, I didn't go to one Cheesecake Factory that didn't have some sort of rodent infestation or because they were so stupid. Usually in every restaurant I've ever known is they have the bus boys, the dishwashers, do all the dishes, put everything away, get all the trash out to the bins and get everything nice and clean for the morning shift to take over to start prepping and everything, right? That's how a restaurant usually goes. But I would notice that every Cheesecake Factory, I'd come in the morning, but before, like, when the place not even close to being open, when the chefs when they're still like marking everything, getting the Cisco deliveries for the food for the day, I'm there at the butt crack of dawn at those Cheesecake Factories, and every last single one of them, the dishes were still there from the night before, the trash was still inside the facility, and there was rodents or cockroaches walking around the damn kitchen. I'm like, this is not freaking sanitary. I never understood that, and I still don't understand it. How they get A's, I have no clue. Liberals in the infield, she says, shut up. Jack Lee says, glad for the win, just frustrated with the team and the direction and injuries. Lowered expectations doesn't mean I don't care. Now, by the way, I'm not saying that I like that song that I played, by the way, because I love Andrew WK by far. It's just I thought it was hilarious. It made me laugh, not the fact that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's on my playlist. Todd, that song, really, sir? Playoff. You talking playoffs? You kidding me? Yeah, there's no way we're talking playoffs right now. The Angels would have to go on a really good run, and it would have to be some miracle that they're back in the playoff spot. So, but yeah, for right now.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Also, Justin Option just jinxed us. Let's see, Todd, thoughts on the Marlins fans today. I did not see what happened with the Marlins fans because I was out most of the day, so you're going to have to give me an update on that, Demetrio. Luke says, Angels win? Yes, they did. Saucy says, I wonder how many wins this split squad could get. It depends on the other split squad tomorrow. Tyler says, I know Washington tunes into ripping lines off of Patty's O-sack. Luke says, didn't even watch. I feel like that's happened to me at least 5 times this year where I didn't watch them and they fucking win. Should I stop watching entirely? If you're the freaking jinx, then maybe. But if not, I would say try to have faith. Edwin says, is Adele heating up or too soon? I think it's not that he's heating up. He's actually becoming a little bit consistent, and that's about damn time. Dan says, my Fire Stick got me the Royals feed. Former Royal Sweeney, no more Hudler. They are so calm. Is that supposed to be how it's called? Now, see, here's the thing, though. I've noticed with the Royals, they have like 6 or 8 different broadcasters. From what I still know, Steve Physiok and Hudler still do games, but I think it's mostly home games, and then they have a crew for the road. That's what I've been told. Congrats grill to you, mate. Yes, congrats as well. Simber is greasy and I like it. Also, my mom passed away 24 years ago. Still miss her every day. Yeah, try you too. That is tough, man. Like I said, losing parents sucks, dude. Number 6, Flash says, is what we in the Navy used to call the LLD Queen. LLD stands for light limited duty. But how light is that then for number 6? Isaac says, we won? Yes, we did. Boo Boo says, I lost my mom 34 years ago and still find myself crying over losing her. You know what it is too? And I'll just get on that real quick. The fact that when you have either kids yourself or you have grandkids or you have other kids being born by other family members and you're like, man, my mom would have said this or she would have did that. Or she would have loved to because my mom loved to be around kids. She was always like, if a kid was crying in like a store or a movie theater or whatever like that, she'd always try to render aid, help the parent. It didn't matter the race or whatever. My mom was just upfront, loved kids, almost to an embarrassment. She hated when kids cried or when they were getting abused. She was just front and center. What a beautiful woman. And So that I miss too, but I always think, man, what if she would have thought of my kids? You know, she missed my kids' graduation and stuff like that, and she would have been so proud. So that's where it chokes you up. That's where you get those feelings back and forth, and you know, it's that's where it gets tough. Your mom raised a good man, Todd. Extra prayers and thoughts for you at this time, my mate. Oh, thanks, Marty. I really appreciate that. And thoughts and prayers out to you, my man, too, Marty. Marty lost his father not too long ago, man, and that guy was a wonderful man from what he told me as well. Will Grillmaster be allowed to graduate? Wasn't he protesting with the other Alma students? Damn, Dan, that sucks. I'm opposite. I don't have a father. See, that sucks too, Mateo, but you've come out a good man yourself, my bro. So don't trip on that. But I understand, man. That's tough, my man. That is tough. Prayers to you, my man, too. So living on the East Coast, I miss Jack in the Box Flash. Well, if you miss it so much, let me give you another commercial then, because we've got plenty of this.
One bite of my new Smash Jack is turning Jack in the Box haters into believers. Don't be a hater. Try my new Smash Jack. Man, I'm good.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not on the freaking East Coast. Isaac says, man, I miss my mom. I lost her at the end of 2011. She was an original Halo honk. Oh, sad. Prayers for you too, my man. Isaac right there. Luke says, double 8XL. Also, Eric says, what's up? Dan says, make them hats blue and gold. No. To be comfortable, 4X, laugh out loud, damn beer. Damn, 4X. I might have to see about getting at least a couple of those, Brian. Keep me up to date on that one, or remind me on that one, I should say. Happy Mother's Day to all those with 2-legged and 4-legged children. There you go. Tyler says hat costs $30, optional 89% tip. No, they're not $30. Trust me. They're going to be at a very good price. And that's the ones where we're not giving away, because we will be giving away some right there. Mateo says Thice is like, dude, Nevin. It's Washington, Nevin. Also, Cheesecake Factory pays for the A. They do. Also, Chubbs says, Todd, you're really backtracking on that video. I'm sorry, Chubbs. I won't play it again. I promise you. Also, Marlins fans protested outside their stadium with signs saying sell the team. You see, Demetro, I'm glad you brought that up, and I have to find that, because if the Marlins are saying sell the team, and again, this is a team that's won 2 World Series championships in their history, their brief history. I think they started, 92, 93, somewhere around there. So this is a franchise who's not all that old. You know, I think they're, 25, 30 years, whatever. I know they've gone through a lot, but come on, dude. And if they can make the goddamn news, what do you think we can do in the supposed LA market? I'm just saying, that's a feather in our cap right there. Cheesecake Factory was following Artie's example on not cleaning up the stadium after a game and getting a rodent problem. What's Roger saying? Roger's saying, we can definitely take this series tonight tomorrow with a win in this 3-game series. He's saying the same thing I said, thinking it was a 3-game series, not a 4-game series. It's about damn time, Lizzo says. Dan also says, this makes sense. Sweeney is a SoCal guy. Also, Rally Chris says, let's go for the split tomorrow. Take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals, then take 2 out of 3 from the Rangers and sweep the Astros, and we'll be right back in this. That would be amazing. I would say let's just take this series tomorrow to a split, knowing that we should have won 3 out of 4. And then, yes, you must, and I repeat, must, just for the sake of keeping everyone's sanity, win 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals here at home, who have been scuffling bad too. And if we could somehow take advantage of them and win 2 out of 3, we will actually have a winning homestand for the first time this season and go 4-3. And that would not be bad going into the Texas 2-step, which is going to be difficult. I don't care how people are saying, well, Texas is playing bad against Colorado. They're still very heavily injured themselves, but they still have a kick-ass lineup compared to ours. It was going to be tough either way. If you see a crime at the Apple Store, doesn't it make you lootness? You and lootness? I don't know where that was going right there. Womp wrong. Let's see. JT says, my dad and all my dad's family are Royals fans. At least we avoided the sweep. Damn. Adele homered, Q Bally's. Yeah, that is the go-to right there. If there's any kind of home run, we got to go to this. We got to play this.
Time for you to check out
Also,
what I want. I want balls and John Stevens.
RBIs, Midopi says. Luke says, look, I don't want to be like Lodge here, but I think we just had the toughest part of our schedule finish. I do think the Angels could make some ground up, finally playing some division teams coming up. Well, yeah, they could either shit on themselves and lose it all, or they can actually pull back into it, which would be nice. Salute to all the ride or dies watching after that intro video. Okay, we get it, Tyler. It's done. It's over with. It's over. Can we reverse boycott like the Angels did last year? Absolutely not, Mateo. We need to get this thing off the ground first, get people to start wearing paper bags, getting people to message us and getting sponsors on board. Then we could possibly start talking about that. I think we are a long way away from that. Anyone get a chance to watch Skeens today? 21-year-old throwing 101 miles per hour. Where's our stud? Did we trade him for crap? Probably, because Kai Bush has a 185 ERA right now with the White Sox. Skeens right now threw 100 or 103 17 times. And he only allowed 3 runs, but he threw a lot of pitches, which is not to be, again, he's playing a good Cubs team. They had a rain out there. They had to lift them in the 4th inning. The bullpen gave up a bunch of runs. So the game looked a little bit worse than what it really was if you look at his overall stats. Luke says Marlins don't need to sell. They need to move. Even if they're good, they still get nobody. So weird considering a prevalent Latin culture in Miami. I don't get it. Marlins marketing must be shit. You know what, Luke? You make several good points right there. On the first one, they don't need to sell. They do need to move. Problem is they set their feet in the ground and dug in with that new stadium, which is a piece of shit. Nobody likes that stadium, number one. Number two, they keep ripping apart and tearing down that team, and they have a lot of transplants in the area that they are at, so they don't really have a home base or a home crowd. And you would think with a big Cuban Latin background down there and them loving baseball, it seems like all the ones that love baseball in Cuba stayed in Cuba, because the ones that came over here don't want to root for the Marlins. But when the Yankees go there, it's a different story. If you've seen them visit the East Coast teams, they do get good attendance. But if the Angels go there, they're drawing flies, Ohtani or no Ohtani. So I think the Marlins should have moved years ago before they got that new stadium. Tampa Bay should have got out of there, but they're getting a new stadium. I think the MLB is making a tremendous mistake keeping the Rays there and also keeping the Marlins there. To me, I think they would have been much better putting the Marlins somewhere up in the northern part of Florida or just out of Florida altogether. There's other cities that would have took this team. I mean, just move one to Nashville, move one to Portland. They could do something like that, or move one to Montreal. Patio says series win tomorrow. Patio's a moron. I remember my mom on the phone in 1986 trying to call for an Angels World Series tickets before Moore gave up the home run. I miss you, Mom. Man, yeah, that's tough, Mario. That is tough. And that whole thing in the 86 was tough as well. But shout out to you for your mom, too, right there. Those are good. Although funny, those are good memories. Suarez is going to walk out tomorrow with his CPAP still on. Oh, jeez. Also, Patrick O'Neill said that in his interview with Pilar, if he was ready to win the series tomorrow, I think he has the wrong script. Well, Midopi, he's a moron to get it right there. Also, I get it, Mateo. Eyewitness phone. Come on, Todd. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow tonight. Skeen's just another El Toro product right there. Again, a guy from our backyard. Roger is probably asking James to replay the clip of Adele's home run. Then he will ask him to play UCLA basketball and check on the war in Ukraine. Balls, and Drury Lane. Yes, balls, and Drury. And you know what? He's been gone for a while, too.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stevens.
Drury Lane. So, again.
If you're a so-called Angel fan, if you're a Halo honk for life like me, then shut up.
There you go. That's probably what he's saying. Now, if you want to get into the show tonight and give a call, the number is 714-598-3221. You can talk to yours truly about anything Angels baseball. Tell me about your big surfing contest and about the girls you don't bang, because apparently that's what usually comes up every time our Big 20 calls in. Should the MLB bring back the Montreal Expos? Hell yeah. I have a Vladimir Guerrero jersey, 70s style, also with the three-tone red, white, and blue hat. I love the Expos logo. I love the team. In fact, I even loved them when I would actually watch Dodger games when they were on the road when they played in Montreal, because I liked the Expos, and that was one of my introductions to them when they had those good players in the 94 season. And then I watched them still when they had Vladimir Guerrero. We got the MLB package, and I was watching out of market games all the time. And I was balls to the wall watching baseball all day, during the regular season. And I liked watching Expo games for whatever reason. They fascinated me. And the fact that we only have one Canadian team is still a travesty. I still think there should be at least 2 teams up there playing baseball. And it just sucks that Montreal lost their team. And, they really effed over their fans. They really couldn't get a real buyer up there. If you ever saw the documentary on the Expos, they were a really, really popular team, but they effed over their fans. They really took offense to what the MLB did in that strike season, because in that strike season, that was one of the best teams I've ever seen. That Expos team was freaking stacked, dude. Also, Luke says, I think Tampa Bay is smart for staying in the Tampa Bay area. The problem is they still play in St. Pete, not Tampa. Well, yeah, I mean, nobody can get to that stadium, but it's just the fact that I just don't see Tampa Bay fans all that extra down there either. For whatever reason, you can fill out a NASCAR event. You can fill out a college football stadium. You could do a lot of things, but you can't get the fans to go to baseball, dude. I mean, it is difficult to get them right there. How's Papa Fox? I appreciate that, Mateo. He's doing good right now. He's with his brother in Utah. They went on a road trip. Can you believe it? My dad has a lot of train friends, and they work on model trains. I don't know if you've ever seen me post pictures of them or on mine, and then I've done it, I think, on Halos in the Infield a couple times. But my dad has a huge train set in the garage. I help him build it. We do stuff with it, but he has a bunch of buddies that will play with trains all day. And he has, what is it called? They go on excursions, train stuff like that. And then, he's just big time into it. And he's with his buddies. And my uncle's 87, my dad's 80. And I think the other friends are like in their late 70s, and they just went for a drive from here to Utah. They're going to be doing some fun stuff and hiking and going to all other places. So, I mean, my dad's still very much active right now. So do we have the most players in the IL currently? Yes, we do, Tyler. Yes, we do. Mateo says 714 tickets, 714 tickets, and use that 10% code. I'm telling you, I got back $60 on a $300 purchase, and the price you see is the price you get. They ain't lying to you. So if you see a ticket for $24, it's $24. There's no service fees. There's none of that stuff. And if you use HITI, which is our promo code, in the checkout thing, you can easily get that 10% back. Mario says the Expos had a lot of good players. They did too. And the Expos logo is sick. I got to show you guys my Expos stuff. I also have what is it, Ricky Vaughn? I think it's Ricky Vaughn from the Cleveland Indians movie with the Indians hats. I love those too. Vladdy's knees got wrecked playing on that hard surface. They did, especially that one right knee of his. Expos at Olympic Stadium with Jose Vidro. I liked Jose Vidro. Flash says, my first memory of the Montreal Expos is Soch hitting a moonshot of Steve Rogers at the Big O. Yeah, that dude he had occasional pop, but that's going back right there, Flash. Also, U2 says, I need to purchase a Montreal Expos hat, old school. Yes, you do. You got to have those. Dan says, I love trains, still have my 2002 Anaheim. You know what, Dan? I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go to Paris, California, which there's not much to do over there besides the Air Force Base, but they do have one of the coolest museums of trains. My dad took me there since I was 5. Yeah, it's a moving museum of all old school trolleys and trains and steam locomotives. They even have a Disney collection that runs. All that stuff runs. It's not like going to like Travel Town where it's all dead trains just sitting there rotting away. They actually fix them and use donations to keep them going over there in Paris. It's really cool. They have a couple miles of track. And for Father's Day 2 years ago, I spent like $250, and basically they teach you how to run a trolley. So the trolleys my dad used to grow up riding all the time in LA. They have them there, the old school ones from the 50s and 60s. And my dad got a chance to actually drive one, which he always wanted to do, but he has no vision in one eye, so he was never able to be a train conductor. But that was his lifelong dream. And when I heard you could do that, I bought that for Father's Day, and he was like a kid in the candy store, honking the horn, putting the trolley pole up, and running the trolley for a couple miles each way for about 2 hours. I mean, he wouldn't stop talking about it. So if he had another son, believe me, I would have been number one right there. So he was super happy right there. Hopefully Papa Fox hasn't been on Artie's train. He loves that train though too. Carlos Estevez blocked me on Instagram and last night for calling him out for his poor closing performances. Hayes says, did not use any profanity or insulting emojis. Bro is soft as fuck. Yeah, I wouldn't expect any of our listeners or watchers to be like death threats like he got last year, but dude, he is very soft. Let's see. Angels have 14 players in the IL, according to Terry Smith. He's like, we have 14 players who are out of here. Well, I don't know why the phones aren't working, but if someone wants to call in for sure, it's on right now. Also, Dan says, love trains. Still have my 2002 World Series HO set. See, that's a cool scale to have. My dad has a HO scale. So his entire trains are HO scale. Let's see. Marty says, that's a cool thing you did for your dad. Super cool. Yeah, he loved it, dude. I mean, I'm telling you, he was super, super happy. Let me get through some of these scores, I guess, if no one's going to call in. That's fine. Sometimes we have a lot. Like last night, we had like 6 calls I couldn't get to, and I'm not lying like Trent Rush. And we did have like 4 or 5 people call in, so that was cool. Let's see. Tonight, the Blue Jays get back at the Twins. They win 10-8 in Toronto. The Orioles win in extra innings against the Diamondbacks 5-4. Pittsburgh wins after a long rain delay 10-9 over the Cubs. The Braves beat the Mets 4-1. The Rays beat the Yankees 7-2. Phillies keep rolling 8-3 as the Marlins go to 10-31. The Red Sox defeat the Nationals 4-2. The Astros lose again to the Tigers, who are in a good spot at 20-19. The shitfucks go down yet again. This is 2 in a row for the White Sox against the shitfucks. They beat them 3-1. The Giants defeat the Reds 5-1. Also, the Brewers over the Cardinals 5-3. The Cardinals are 9 games under 500. We got them next, so hopefully they continue to suck. The Rockies get a flashback from Charlie Blackmon as he drives in 6 as the Rockies defeat the Rangers 8-3. The Raiders over the Padres 5-0. And the Athletics finally get back at the Mariners after losing a couple to them as they go for the split themselves. Also, Mateo says, Estevez is like Hayes hurt my feelings. Yeah, he is crying for sure. Tomorrow's game versus Seth Lugo and our boy Sandoval. Prediction on that one, Marty, is this. If Sandoval can keep the walks down like Anderson has for most of the season, and he can keep the pitch count down, stop dicking around in the strike zone against a Royals team who is not something to write home to, but they are a pretty good, decent team at times. You just got to keep the ball in the ballpark, not let it fly out with that humid air tomorrow, which is going to be kind of humid tomorrow. So the Angels got to keep the ball down if they're going to win tomorrow. So prediction on the thing, I think the Angels get to Lugo and they defeat him and beat him 5-4 and take a split in the series, and then we'll see what happens with St. Louis. I would love to take 2 out of 3 from St. Louis. I really would. I don't like us going into that series or having the idea of this team not being able to take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals, despite the Angels' struggles. We got to take 2 out of 3 from the Cards. That is a must right now, because I mean, in May we're already talking about must. It's pathetic, but it's the truth. It is the truth. So one more time before we get out of here, since there's no phone calls and I'm all caught up on everything. We get a lot less comments when the Angels win, because everyone's excited, and I guess there's not too much to complain about. But love what happened in Miami, and we'll hope we could bring that to fruition ourselves and make a statement here on the 24th, because we got news coming up for that.
Oh, gnarly!
Exactly. And we did win tonight, so I'm pretty happy about that. And you actually play to win the game, and when you do...
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Exactly. So season starts tonight.
If you're a so-called Angel fan, if you're a Halo honk for life like me, then shut up.
Exactly. Also, couple more right here. Goldschmidt is horrible right now too. He is. Misery loves
a lot of
company.
baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Damn, the soundbite like interrupted me. Calm down, Roger. God damn it. Let's see. Also, let me just play this one more time because we won and we have to play some Stukas. So one more time if you missed it earlier in the show, and I promise you we will not play this one anymore. I promise. That is done. I'm actually deleting that as we speak. So there you go. The people have spoken. Not one person like that. So it's more like this when we And one more time for this.
It's Spritz o'clock.
Artie's face, that's his I'm drunk face because it's Spritz o'clock. Oh, it's so much better when they win. That's all I'm saying. So much. Play Savage Garden. We can't play Savage Garden. We can't play Savage Garden. We won tonight. So there you go. It's Stukas. Right. Seasons does start tonight. David says Artie must be pissed about the win. Yeah, the way he's been blowing this thing up, and Artie's still alive right there. Also, Little Wayne says Vladimir Guerrero is starting to hit against and Shauna Will hasn't been all that we do. Sigh him as a free agent. Oh, I mean, Vladimir Guerrero. That would be great to have, him play here, but good God. I don't know, man. Guerrero to me has fallen off in the last couple seasons. He looked like he was going to be MVP there for a while, but he's kind of tailed off. If he can get back to those numbers, dude, trust me, I would love him in this lineup. Any kind of help would be helpful at this point because, damn, we need some help. Okay, so with that being said, we got everything out of the way. We will be back here tomorrow right after the game. Game is a 1:05 start, I believe, tomorrow. So should be on around 2:30, 3 o'clock tomorrow with the post-game show. So hopefully you guys and gals can join me tomorrow, and we'll get the Angels hopefully to a split tomorrow. I really want to see this go to a split tomorrow. So for everyone here on the Halos in the Infield post-game show and everyone in the comments, love you and everything. Be sure to check out the merch when we launch it. We got a lot of good stuff to come in because the season starts tonight.